In any other election, the increase in the Tory vote share would have been enough to win a majority, but this election was different. So let's take a look at how the Labour vote confounded expectations. The FT's poll of polls looked like it was going to be an easy win for the Conservatives, but as the day grew closer, we could see that the Conservative lead was actually eroding. So what about the Leave vote? There was a theory that Leave voting Labour areas may have become fertile ground for the Conservatives to make gains. So in this chart, we're looking at the proportion of Labour leavers in each constituency. Each dot represents one constituency, and we've plotted the percentage of swing from Labour to Conservative from bottom to top. Now, this is only a rough metric based on looking at the Leave vote from last year and Labour's share of the vote from the 2015 election, but it looks as though the Conservatives fared best relative to Labour, where both the Leave vote and the 2015 Labour vote were high. The dotted line here is a trend line which shows the strength of the relationship. The fact that the dots are all fairly close to it, and the dot points quite sharply up from the bottom left to the top right, shows that we have a strong and reliable relationship here. During the French election, we found that healthier people were more likely to vote for Macron, and The Economist demonstrated that poor health was correlated with support for Donald Trump last November. The same trend seems to be happening in the UK. People in poorer health are more likely to vote Conservative. This may seem counterintuitive. Labour, after all, calls itself the party of the NHS. But the key to understanding the role of health is to think about it as a proxy for overall well-being and social status. Some of the excitement around a possible Corbyn surge as Labour ate into the Tory poll lead was tempered by concerns that Labour may indeed gain votes, but only in seats where it was already comfortably in front. The early evidence is that these worries were misplaced. Many of Labour's biggest swings against the Tories came in marginal seats with minimal padding of healthy leads. In this chart, we're looking at the change in Conservative margin over Labour. It's basically a series of swingometers per seat. The lines show the 2015 result, and the dots are sort of dragging away from that to this election's result. And the more purple the dot, the greater the swing. You can see that some of Labour's biggest gains came from the seats where everything was to play for, right in the middle of the chart there, not just increasing the share of the vote in traditionally safe seats to the left or right. So for example, Canterbury, a traditionally Conservative seat, had come into play in recent years, and this year there was a huge swing to the left and Labour won it back.